Psalm 19. It's good to be here with you guys, by the way.
Good to have you here.
The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiworks. Day unto day utters speech, and night unto night reveals knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line has gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them he has set a tabernacle for the sun, which is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoices like a strong man to run its race. Its rising is from one end of heaven, and its circuits to the other end, and there is nothing hid from its heat. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired than are they than gold. Yeah, much than rather much fine gold. Sweeter as the honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them your servant is warned, and in keeping them there is great reward. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse me from secret faults. Keep back your servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then I shall be blameless, and I shall be innocent of great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. So, you want me to say a few words or?
Yep, whatever you want to say, just give it 15 minutes. If you hit 20, you're going to start cutting into their lunchtime. And then I'll let them deal with it.
Yeah, no, I'll make sure I've been. Well, I mean, it's good to be here. I was actually in the area by Tampa doing a wedding for my cousin's son, and he had asked me last year if I could do it. And I said, sure, I'll come and do your wedding. Just give me a time and a date. So that's what I was doing. So since I was in the area, Charlie said, hey, if you're going to be in the area, you might as well come and open up for us. I said, sure. So, of course, I got a little bit more than what I thought. Of course, we got to go to the gun range and shoot a .50 caliber. I had never done that in my life. And actually just looking at the gun was kind of crazy. I'm like, man, what is this? This is actually a weapon of war. But it was good, and yesterday we had a good visit with Sergio, Rhoda, Yossi, and we had some good visit time, fellowship with the neighbors. Got to meet one of the neighbors, Doug. It was a really great conversation. And so God's doing something in his life. So if you remember Doug, if that name pops up, please pray for him. It was really good. I think we talked for 2 hours last night. So it was great. I really appreciate all your prayers. Actually, I was up with Lee and Jerry up in Maryland. We went and tracked a festival they were having up there, and it was great. We tracked a lot of people. It was really great. Planted a lot of seed, had some really good conversations. Even planted a seed or shared the gospel with some Jehovah's Witnesses.
Good for you.
So that was good. Actually, it was Lee. He walked up to him, gave him a gospel tract, and when they found out we were Christian, the conversation was cut very short. But it's okay. But anyway, I'm actually from the last time I was here, sitting right here in this area. I literally have not stopped going. I've been going and going and going, and I'll do that as long as the Lord lets me, because all the strength comes from Him. I am going back to Kenya soon, probably here in the next few weeks. Talking to a pig farmer. He contacted us. He wants to start a pig farm in Kenya. He needed some land to start this, and we have several acres over there, and I agreed to just, hey, it's God's land, so if you want to start something, we definitely want to help and be a part of that. And we're talking also about maybe building some dorms there. The pig farm will be there to, of course, grow some pigs, raise pigs, and with the intent to maybe train some of the street homeless kids, get them off the glue, get them off the drugs, and maybe send them to that farm for those who are serious, get them some education, and give them a trade, show them how to raise pigs, maybe build some greenhouses. So we have some ideas tossing around, but we'll see what God does, because His plan is way better than ours every time. So we'll see what the Lord does with that. I'll be going back to Israel November the 30th. I'll be there for about 8-9 days. I'm taking some more supplies to the IDF. And also have an appointment possibly with the commander. The last time I was over there, I was told the instructions were, because they were in the heated battle, war, and they told me, get to the gate, drop the supplies. Once you get there, shake the guy's hand and you can leave. Thank you so much, but wish we could do more, but we're in war. And it was over there by the Golan Heights. And I'm totally in agreement with them. Hey, I'll just drop them off. But when I got there, the driver got out. Man, it took him 15 minutes. I told him, hey, I'm supposed to drop the supplies and leave. Well, I took flashlights that mount to the barrel of their rifles so they can see at night. And they had requested 11. And I kind of felt bad because the unit had 40 soldiers. And I'm like, well, man, I feel bad just taking 11. So I didn't tell them. I just asked them, how many soldiers are in this unit? Said 40. So I raised the money, and thank you guys for sending the money and helping out. But we managed to get 40 flashlights. But the thing is, I couldn't take the batteries because they're lithium. And if you take 1 or 2 flashlights, it's okay. But when you have 40, that's 80 batteries, and the airline's not going to let you do that. But I dumped all the batteries and just took the flashlights. And when I got there, actually Sergio helped me find a place where they sold the batteries. So he found them, and him and Rhoda took off to go get the batteries somewhere in Haifa. And I went to the entrance of the base, and we were to meet, there. Well, I get there, and the sergeant's like, hey, since the driver came back, and he said, well, the sergeant said to let you in. I said, well, I'm supposed to just drop them off. He said, no, they said, well, if you're willing to come all the way from Texas and risk your life, you might as well come in and deliver them yourself. So it was awesome. I'm like, oh, sure. So when I got in, the driver, which is Yoni, he's our tour guide, and he said, hey, would you guys like to hear how Jose got here? And they all said yes. So I shared my testimony about how God saved my life through His son Yeshua. And I told him, I know you believe different, but, I'm just telling you what happened with me. And there was a soldier that was standing right next to me. He started crying, and he asked if he could give me a hug. I'm like, sure. So it was just amazing, totally amazing. And then I got to share. After I got done, the sergeant walked up to me and he said, man, thank you for sharing that with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you for bringing all these supplies to us. And while we were getting wrapped up there, the commander comes up, and this is the commander of all northern Lebanon, Syria. He's over the whole thing. Of course, I didn't know that. But he gets off. They start talking in Hebrew. The sergeant told the commander, man, this guy, he's got a good story to tell. So the commander walked up to me and he said, hey, the sergeant just told me that you have a good story to tell and I want to hear it. I said, yes, sir. So I shared my testimony again, what God had done in my life and what Yeshua was doing. I told him the same thing, pretty much. He shook my hand and he said, you know what? That's an amazing story. Thank you for sharing that. And also thank you for bringing the supplies to our troops. We really appreciate it. Shook my hand. The 3 guys that were with him shook my hand. He turns and says something to the sergeant in Hebrew. The sergeant comes up to me and he says, hey, the commander just said to give you a full tour. I'm like, oh, well, really? What does that mean? He said, well, put this on. They threw a vest on me, bulletproof vest, and they took me into Syria to a military post over there. And they did tell me, said, well, you don't have to go if you don't want to because we're going to be driving through some sniper area. And, of course, I'm like, well, you know what? I only get to do this once. So I said, sure, let's go. Yoni was with me, and we went in a caravan. There was about 6 vehicles, a couple of Hummers. And you know, some of them Hummers, they got like a 50 caliber thing mounted to them. And we just went up this mountain and crossed into Syria. And it was just an amazing experience. When I got up there, the sergeant was actually mad because he didn't know anything about it. So he starts chewing Yoni out, you know, and of course they were speaking in Hebrew. Later on, Yoni told me that he got chewed out by the sergeant. And he said, listen, the only reason he's up here is because Commander so-and-so said. The commander said. Yes, the commander said. So if you have any issues, call the commander right now and deal with him. Well, if the commander said, welcome. Take him here and take him there. I mean, man, I went and sat into an army tank, and it was pretty nice experience. So I'm hoping, I do have an appointment with one of the commanders. They want to talk some more. They're kind of curious, you know, say, hey, you mentioned something that I've never heard before. Even though it's in his Bible, he'd never heard it before. So he wants to talk about that more. So pray for the commander, the meeting. We're going to meet with a few store owners that we've met throughout the years from me going up there. And of course, everything else that God has before us. So we're constantly on the move. And we'll keep it going. And of course, when I'm on the road, I actually tune in. So I'm actually, when you're here, I'm actually, of course, I can't watch it, but I'm driving, but I can hear it. So I try to stay in touch with you guys. And I also sit in on Thursday sometimes. So I enjoy it. It's a blessing. So thank you guys for your prayers and your support. And I'm glad to be here with you guys.
Praise the Lord.
So God bless y'all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so the deal is that I get up usually about 3:15 to 3. The clock goes off at like 3:28, and I'm usually up by about 3:15. And so I turned on the computer, and I usually log in, and I'm on the computer by, we'll say, 3:25. Jose is still up. And so he'll say, well, have a good night, I'm going to bed. And 32 minutes later, I'm up. Time to get, literally, he sleeps 18, 19 minutes a day. And some days he doesn't sleep at all. He's got a watch, and it'll say the amount of time that you sleep. And it'll say no sleep for 2 days or something. He just doesn't sleep. So he's only one other person I know with that metabolism was a guy I served with in Malaysia. He was a gunner on a AC-130 in Vietnam, and he had bullet holes all through his body. He had been shot so many times through his arms and legs. He'd go to him. He never slept, ever. I saw him sleep one time. We drove across Malaysia. It was a very grueling drive, and you're on the side of cliffs that can drop off 1,000 feet, and it was just very grueling, and he slept for about 12 minutes. And that's about it. That's the only time I ever saw him sleep. So there are people like Jose out there, but they're few and far between.